to patterns. There's a lot of patterns that come with WordPress by default. Sky Pilot also introduces patterns, and the Aircraft Page Builder plugin for LifterLMS introduces kind of a pattern library of common patterns that are used on learning management system websites to help you increase your conversions, engage your students, help students find what they're looking for. Patterns are very powerful. We've done an episode on templates and navigation, but patterns is where the magic really comes in and can save you a lot of time when you kind of build a component that you're going to use over and over again. Maybe you want to have some patterns that are similar, not exactly the same, but have the same layout. There's another type of pattern called a synced pattern, which you just set it up once and then you can publish it all over the place, like on every blog post in different places or even in a template. We're going to take you to school on patterns. Welcome to this third session in full site editing. Emily's going to take us to school on patterns. Over to you, Emily.
Awesome. Thanks so much. We're going to be talking, like Chris said, about patterns today, and patterns apply to many areas of WordPress, and they're a relatively new concept. We're going to be talking about full site editing, right? Patterns are something that mostly impact full site editing websites, but they are on every website. You might just not know to use it if you're not on full site editing and you haven't had to jump through these hoops already. So basically, patterns are something we can see when we're in full site editing from heading to our little patterns area inside of the editor. In previous videos, we've talked about templates. We've talked about navigation. We're going to talk about styles upcoming, but patterns, like Chris said, are these little compartmentalized pieces of our website. So you might recognize some items like the footer right here. This is a good footer area with some 4 columns and a call to action. There's actually like a header right here at the top. So patterns basically consist, like Chris said, of something that repeats in your website. It doesn't necessarily have to be a header, footer, or a sidebar. It could be an item that appears on a page recurrently. Like, for example, this is like a lead magnet pop-up that maybe you would put in a blog post. Maybe you would put it on the header. Maybe you could like insert it into the content area in a few different places. And then when your new ebook comes out, you could swap it out in one place and it would change across your website. There's 2 types of patterns, synced patterns and non-synced patterns. Let's talk about how to use both. So blog posts are something we'll probably be producing a lot of, so we can use this as a good example. If I were to create a little content block, for example, like a little blog intro, maybe we would leverage a pre-existing pattern. We would drop it in so it takes not much time to build at all. Maybe we do call to action, this one. Now we can say, you know, this post is over, but your growth doesn't have to be. But your growth doesn't have to be. And so then what we can do is build a little call to action to maybe bring people from our blog into a course. Let's say we use fishing courses a lot. Let's say learn to fish like the best in the world and invest your income in a side hustle. I don't know. And so limited seats available, and maybe like get the ebook now or get the free course. Get the free video now. So what we could do, limited seats available for a limited time. So this is a little call to action that we've now designed for a blog post. So when I'm writing about like growth in the market in August 2025. So let's imagine we're writing a blog post about growth in the market for August of 2025. We have our little call to action, and we could put this at the bottom of our blog post. You may have seen ... And we have this little segment at the bottom of our blog post. We could either leave it in this blog post individually so that people read about our post, and then they have a little offer to go get a free video, which we could sign them up for a free LifterLMS course. If we want to reuse this block, though, we have call to action with image. Let's create a pattern, And this is going to be my call to action, a free video. And so I have an option, like I said before, synced patterns and non-synced patterns. Non-synced patterns would be dropped into one location. And then if you were to update it in one place, it would not update across your website. But if you sync the pattern, it would update across the website. So if I add my call to action free video, it's going to turn it into a purple block to indicate it's a synced pattern. I'll publish my blog post. And the cool thing is, when I go to make another blog post, instead of having to retype this whole thing, you saw it took me like 5 minutes to make that thing. What we have to do now is go to patterns, my patterns, and I got my call to action right here, so I can just drop it in. And an even more advanced piece of tech is if you wanted to go to a higher level, go to Appearance Editor, and let's drop this call to action on every blog post. So if we go to templates and we find our single post template, let's see, where is it? Single post. What we can do as like a trick, if we do want it to appear everywhere, we can say like, let's put it at the bottom. So we'll click return, we'll add a block, we'll add a pattern, and we'll go to my patterns and call to action free video. And now this is because it's on the template. We talked about templates in a previous video. Because it's on the template, every one of my blog posts, even ones I've published in the past that are using that single post template, will have my call to action on it. So let's just see if that works. Like, where are the best personal finance apps? We should see at the bottom, there's that call to action we designed. So this is how you can make changes to your content in bulk super quickly. And so that's a synced pattern versus a non-synced pattern. We can talk about how you can detach a pattern. So if we were editing, maybe this post isn't a good example, but if we were doing maybe a specific blog post, like a Christmas sale or a New Year sale, we might want to use our pattern as a jumping off point, my pattern call to action free video. But this is like the New Year sale. So what we want to do is actually detach the block. So this is now, it's a synced pattern, but now it's an individual one-off pattern. You know, for this new year, try a new strategy. And we can customize the messaging on this New Year blog post for this blog post specifically by taking one of our synced patterns, detaching it, and then customizing it. What do you think, Chris?
That's awesome, Emily. And one thing I think it'd be cool to show, if you could show us, like, go to one of those old blog posts that has the synced pattern, the little warning message you get when you're about to change a synced pattern, just so you get, it's kind of like a double save to give you a heads up. So I just want to show people what happens if you start to change a synced pattern. You kind of get a notice that like, hey, are you sure you want to change this everywhere?
Yeah, so if we make a change, it'll ask us to edit the original. So we'll click edit original. It'll take us to a page that only has this little block on it. We'll change this and then click save. And it says at the top of the page, I would recommend paying a lot of attention to this no matter where you are in full site editing, call to action free video. It tells you what exactly you're editing. So when I go back, it's going to tell me that I'm editing this blog post. And so that's how you edit that original pattern. Sometimes, though, you
I
can
wonder if
make
WordPress
changes.
has changed, because you used to have to press save twice on the right side, but WordPress may have changed.
Yeah, there's like things when it comes to maybe a template that involves a header. For example, if we could go to like this one, the headers are customizable usually within the templates that contain them. Let's see if that's the case. Yeah, so when we edit a header, and the purple indicator is pretty important, whether it's purple, it's like reusable. If we were to make a change in our header, which is like, I don't know, let's remove the site title in this header. No, don't do that. That button popped up right at the last minute. And then I save, it'll say like, are you ready to save both your header and this template? So that's where it makes you click twice. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I have a curveball for you.
Yeah.
So just to bring it into LifterLMS a little bit, got a little bit of a challenging one here. Let's imagine we want to put a call to action on the bottom of our lesson template where It's just a call to action like, hey, need some help, schedule a coaching call. But we only want members of the academy membership. Like, let's say there was an upsell and they have the really expensive academy membership, which includes coaching, and it's
Yeah.
like $3,000 a month, schedule a coaching call anytime. We might not be able to do that at the template level, but we could put it at the bottom of the lesson content maybe. How would you
Yeah.
approach that?
Wait, so you're saying
Because
like
we
you have
have
a
blocked visibility by membership, but it's to view a pattern
yeah. So like if you have a certain membership, you get to view a certain like upsell for coaching, basically.
from a
Or-
lesson. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, you could totally do that. So if we jump into the single lesson template, that's what we're going to be editing here. You could also do it on individual lessons. A lot of the changes we're talking about here can be done on individual lessons or on the lesson template as a whole. And then, like we talked about in a previous video, you can make your own templates if you want to have like some lessons are going to look this way, they're going to follow this template, and then template B is going to be for another set of lessons. But let's add that upsell. Right now we have the title of the lesson, we have the content of the lesson, and then what we're looking to do is probably add a group. A group is going to decide, let's open our little sidebar. You must be enrolled in a certain membership. We have one membership called the Academy membership. Let's see all of the selected memberships, and our membership is called Academy. So we're saying if you are enrolled in the Academy membership, you have access to view this little group here. And then within the group, we can add some content. We can add that upsell for coaching, and maybe we could even add it as a pattern to make this a little bit faster, because patterns are awesome. That, like, let's see.
I saw
You know what?
a default WordPress call to action, not in the aircraft ones, that said
Yeah,
schedule a live call. It's that guy
that
right
one.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, we can use that
Or
one.
something like that. Yeah.
No, totally. So let's throw this into our little group here. Our group is what creates that restriction that you must be enrolled in the membership to view this thing. And then we have our little simple call to action within here, and it says schedule a visit or say book a call for one-on-one coaching. And then Calendly link. And is this a free call or a paid call?
It's a free call. We don't have to get into the whole Calendly like setup or whatever, but I just wanted to show that like you could have a call to action pattern, set it up once, and only certain people at a certain level in your LMS website would even be able to see this. So it's just a pretty cool advanced way to use patterns.
It is. So if we save this right now in all of our lessons, we should have a little upgrade. So if we go to courses, view one of our courses, and then view the lessons, we should see the change we made, because all of our lessons right now are following our single lesson template. So let's click into a lesson and see. Oh, no, I don't see it. What?
Is Arthur Wells enrolled in the membership in the Academy?
Oh, that's true. That's true. I might not be enrolled in the Academy because we put that sneaky restriction. That's a good point. LifterLMS is working to hide my own content from me. No, but that's right. We did set up a membership restriction. So you actually have to be in this Academy membership if you're going to get that upsell. That is a great point. Arthur Wells is canceled. Oh my gosh. Let's re-enroll Arthur Wells and then reload. See what happens. There it is. Because I'm now in the membership, like Chris said, that was astute. I would have run around for like 5 minutes trying to figure out where that option was. I can now book a call because I'm in the membership on every single lesson on the website. Because I'm in the membership, it's going to upsell me to book the call. Another thing you can also do that's interesting is be like, yo, if you are not enrolled in the membership, I want to promote the membership on every single lesson. So you can have multiple adverts on your lesson that are set to conditionally display. And that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That was not an easy curveball. Great job with that, Emily. Once you really get patterns and templates and figure out how to use your menus, you full site editing is really powerful. Lifter LMS and the Sky Pilot theme are a great choice for a LMS site to use modern WordPress, as well as our aircraft page builder plugin, which is essentially a library of patterns that are commonly needed for LMS websites. So check that out. We have one more in the series where we're going to dive into the styles or some of the design aspects of full site editing, which is going to be a lot of fun. So we'll catch that one next. Thank you for the great demo, Emily. Smash the like button, tell your friends, drop a comment down below. Let us know what other videos you'd like for us to make for you next. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. You're serious about building a profitable, impactful online course or training-based membership site. At LifterLMS, we're here to help you do it on your own terms. Whether you're launching your first course or scaling out your academy, LifterLMS gives you the tools, support, and freedom to grow. Head on over to LifterLMS to choose your plan, including our free plan to get started today. You can even try out all our premium software for just $1. Our mission is to accelerate yours. It's great to be with you on the journey. We'll see you over at LifterLMS.com.